Hi, I'm James, and in this video we are taking a look at this, which is a Dell Inspiron 15 3501 laptop with the Intel 11th Gen Core i3 1115 G4 processor. There are other Tiger Lake and I believe Ice Lake variants of this laptop available as well. And we are starting by removing the base. This is a Phillips 0 size screwdriver bit. The two screws in the top corners are larger screws, are retained in the chassis, I believe, whereas the rest are removed. All the screws on this system are exposed and just around the bases. There should be none hidden below any stickers or so on. So we start by just removing all of these from the base. And what we should see is these back corner ones, because they are retained, just lift the corners of the chassis out rather than coming out themselves. And this should make it really easy to get our pry tool in to lift the back panel away. So with those removed, we take our plastic pry tool, and what we can see is along the edges here it is already raised because of these two screws, and we can then hopefully quite easily insert our pry tool, unclip along the back here, and lift slightly. Begin working along the side. Make sure those are fully released by just pulling up and undoing them if they don't come freely, and then just peeling the base of the laptop up. And actually that is one of the easiest that I have found to remove. The fact it lifts it up, so long as you make sure those are free, then makes removing it a really simple task. Once inside the system, our first task then is simply to disconnect the battery, and to do that we are going to get our fingers in to the side of the white part of the connector here and gently just ease that connector out. This ensures that there is no power going to the system, so if we have accidentally left it asleep, as opposed to shutting it down before beginning the work, the system is fully off and we are not going to cause any damage. So to replace the battery, we then find the battery itself is held in with 3 screws. We can then simply remove these, and with the battery already unplugged we can lift it out and remove it as so. To replace the touchpad, we are then going to first open the screen and slot in just some foam to prevent any damage to the screen while we are working. And what we want to do first is to lift this connector and disconnect the touchpad. In fact, I'm going to remove that entirely just so the cable is out of the way. We then have these 3 screws along the bottom of the touchpad, and we are going to go to a smaller 00 size screwdriver bit, and we are going to gently remove these. And take off this bottom bracket. Then we are going to turn our attention to this earthing strip here. We're going to use our pry tool to lift that strip up and out of the way, and then remove the other 2 mounting screws. With that done, we can then lift touchpad starting at the bottom and slide it out. And to replace, we simply slot it in along the top edge first and drop it into position, lining it up on those little alignment points. We are then going to return the earthing strip so that we remember to do so. Refit the mounting screws. And then refit this base bracket. Finally, we just need to reconnect the touchpad to the main board. So this cable is labelled TP for the touchpad end, and we just need to slot that into place. A little fiddly to get that in, as you have to get it underneath the edge of the plastic, but once you lie it properly flat it goes in without too many issues, and the MB end goes into the TP connector on the main board. To refit the battery, we then tuck this mounting, this tab under this piece here, and then position the battery so that it lines up with the 3 mounting points, and screw the battery down. Now we are left to reconnect the battery by slotting that back in there, and then we need to take the base and place that back on, and with that lined up we now press along the front to clip this base panel back on, and then screw in the back corners. And then we can simply press that down and replace the screws into the base of the machine. I hope you found this video useful. If you have any questions, of course, please feel free to ask them in the comments below. Hit subscribe if you'd like to see more videos as we post them, and the like button if you found this helpful. Thanks for watching.